Hey guys, welcome back to Jack Jones Fishing. I'm Jack Jones. Appreciate you tuning in. Wanted to do a real quick video. I haven't uploaded in quite some time, and there's a reason for that. First and foremost, I hope everybody's being safe out there with this COVID-19 and all this is going on. This is definitely new times, and we're in uncharted territory, so hope everybody's healthy. With that being said, I've been doing a lot of fishing. And you would think, wow, you've got a fishing channel. Why wouldn't you shoot videos when you're out fishing almost every day? Well, and that's a good question. I don't have an answer for that because I do fish every day. The only thing I can gather is I get so excited and so hyper-focused when I get out on the water that I completely forget to plug in and hook up my GoPros. Even though I've got all the hookups to do it and all I have to do is set them up and hit play, I just don't do it, and I need to start doing that and get some more footage on here. But today, what I want to talk about is what I think is the most important part of your fishing setup, and that would be your knot. And I believe everybody out there has an opinion on what they feel is the best knot for the fishing setup. You've got knots that you almost need a PhD to tie, and you've got knots that are very, very simple to tie. You got the San Diego jam knot. I mean, I can name all these knots where you really have to study to tie those. But for me, I like to keep things really simple. And there's one knot that I learned to tie a long time ago. And since then, I honestly don't know that I've ever had a failure on my knot. I've actually gotten hung up on 65-pound braid with this knot, and it wasn't going to come out, so I actually had to do the keep your rod straight and start pulling. It's actually moved my boat towards the knot, or towards the hang up, and I finally got it free, and I was thinking, well, I'm going to have to retie. Well, I ended up having to retie, but it wasn't because the knot failed. It was because I straightened the hook out and the jig that I was fishing with, and that was a big 5/0 hook. So for me, there's only one knot, and I tie, I would say 100% of everything I fish with, I use this knot. And in my opinion, it's one of the best knots on the market. I don't know. Everybody has their own opinion, but what knot am I talking about? The good old Palomar knot. I've never had a failure with a Palomar knot. It's easy to tie. Cut something off, put this thing back on, you're ready to fish again. A lot of people say, well, you shouldn't use Palomar knots with braid. I don't know why. I've been tying them forever. Never had a problem. I've never had one slip. I've never had one break off. Even with fluorocarbon, if anything's going to break on the fluorocarbon, it's going to be my line, not the knot. I love it, and I think the Palomar knot's just the way to go. Now, you got some people out there who might say, no, I want this knot, and I want that knot, and this knot. That's fine. Everybody's got their own, their own opinion, but for me, it's a Palomar knot. I'm gonna show you all how to tie it, if you don't already know. All right, let's try this Palomar knot really quick. I like to single strain it right through there one time, right? Then I'm gonna turn around because I don't like to bend my fluorocarbon. So I will turn around and I'm gonna put it right back through that hole. So, and I'm gonna flip this around a little bit because I am right-handed. So there we go. So if you could see right now what I did, there's my bobber stop. Sorry about that. If you can see what I did right there was I just basically ran that line through the eyelet once and ran it back through. Now all I'm going to do is just do a simple overhand knot. It's just going to go over and it's going to go through. So now I just have a knot. I knotted that double line up right there. Okay. I'm going to gently, I'm not going to secure it. I'm just going to move it right there. And now I'm going to take this hook and I'm going to go right through that loop. Just like that. Okay. And now that I have that set up, you'll want to wet this, especially if you're using some type of a fluorocarbon. Okay. Or mono or anything like that, because you don't want to burn it. Up here's the tag end. I'm going to grab that. I'm going to hold this knot in place and I'm just going to pull. Just like that. Okay, now you don't need to crank that down. Now I've got that's on there. It's not going anywhere and it's strong. A lot of guys want to get that knot and crank it down. You don't need to crank it down. Just need to make sure it's not going to slip on you, which that's not going to slip. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my scissors, that little tag in, And yeah, I left a little bit of a tag in there, okay? If I'm casting all this out there and that fish didn't see this 15 to 20 yards of line, that little tag end's not gonna bother that fish. And not only that, if you do launch, you get a good one, you want a little play in that. That might be a little long, but I'm probably gonna go right there with it. I don't mind a little tag in. So that right there is your Palomar Knot. And I can tell you, again, I've never had a failure with this knot. So you can find how to tie those on YouTube, other YouTube stations. You can go on the internet, they make diagrams. But very, very simple knot to tie and very, very strong. I use it all the way across the board. Braid, mono, fluorocarbon. Man, whatever I need tied and I don't want it to come loose or break, I'm using that knot. So hope everybody's being healthy out there. Hope you're being safe. And I'm gonna make more of these videos and upload these, but thank you for tuning back in, and God bless everyone. We'll see you next time. Thanks.